Let me ask you something. When you think of power, which nations come to mind? The United States? China? Russia? But what if I told you there's another nation, once overlooked, once underestimated, that is now quietly reshaping the entire global order? What if I told you it's India? But there's another story unfolding, one that almost no one is prepared for. And today, I'm going to take you inside that story. Stay with me, because by the end of this, you'll understand exactly why India is the nation everyone fears now. Let's start with the first clue: the awakening of a sleeping giant. Not too long ago, India's economy was dismissed as slow-moving, tangled in red tape, impossible to modernize. But in the last decade, it did something no one expected. It began to roar awake. This wasn't just growth, it was a transformation. Hundreds of millions lifted from poverty, new cities rising almost overnight, a middle class larger than the entire population of the United States. But that's only the surface. Because as the world was busy watching trade wars between the US and China, India was quietly becoming the world's fastest growing major economy. The sleeping giant had woken up. But you're probably wondering, economic growth alone doesn't make a nation feared. You're right, it doesn't. So let's peel back the next layer: military might no one saw coming. For decades, India's military was seen as large but outdated. Suddenly, that perception is obsolete. India is now the world's largest arms importer and one of the few countries investing in indigenous fighter jets, nuclear submarines, ballistic missiles, and space weapons. Consider this: India launched a successful anti-satellite missile test. That means they can now target and destroy satellites in space, something only a handful of nations have achieved. When this happened, defense strategists worldwide realized India wasn't just catching up, it was leapfrogging ahead. But even that isn't the whole picture. While nations were distracted, India ignited a technological revolution. This is where the story gets even more unpredictable. India has become the world's digital backbone, home to over 1 billion mobile connections, the largest biometric database ever created, and an innovation ecosystem spawning unicorn startups at breakneck speed. Ask yourself, when was the last time you read about an Indian tech company in the headlines? It's happening more than you realize. From fintech to AI, India isn't following trends, it's setting them. Yet still,